Have you ever found yourself pointing out the faults of others, thinking they need to change? Have you ever wondered why, despite all your spiritual practices, life still feels heavy and relationships still feel strained? And have you ever dared to ask the most uncomfortable question, what if the real problem is in me? Welcome back. In today's exploration, we're going to unlock one of the most transformative yet challenging truths on the spiritual path. Real practice begins with recognizing your own mistakes, not hiding from them, not justifying them, not courageously seeing them and changing. This isn't about guilt. This is about growth. You may meditate every day. You may chant, study sutras, attend teachings, even give to the poor. But if you cannot see your own faults, if you are constantly analyzing others while excusing yourself, then your practice has become performance, and your spiritual journey has been hijacked by ego. Let me ask you, when was the last time you admitted you were wrong, and not because you were forced to, but because you saw it clearly, deeply, and honestly? For many, the answer is I don't remember. Because the ego resists self-reflection. It prefers to judge than to be judged. It seeks validation, not transformation, and so it builds a spiritual identity. I am wise, and I am compassionate, and I am awakened, to cover its insecurity. But here's the truth. The first gate of true awakening is humble self-awareness. Buddhism calls this seeing through delusion. You start to recognize the patterns, the defensiveness when criticized, the resentment when others succeed, the irritation when things don't go your way. These reactions don't come from outside, they come from within. Here's a famous teaching: if your practice doesn't make you more honest with yourself, it's not practiced as spiritual entertainment. Think about that. Are you using spirituality to escape or to evolve? Here's a story of a monk who spent 10 years in a mountain cave, meditating daily. One day, he returned to the village. Child accidentally splashed mud on his robe. The monk became furious. Villager asked, "What happened to your practice?" The monk replied, "It was perfect until I came back to people." This story illustrates something crucial. Spiritual maturity is not proven in isolation. It is revealed in relationships. It's easy to feel peaceful when you're alone. A real test is when you're interrupted, criticized, ignored, or triggered. You explode. Do you withdraw? Do you attack? Or do you pause, breathe, and reflect? This is why the practice of seeing your own errors is so powerful. It's not about self-blame. It's about self-liberation. When you say, "That was my fault," you reclaim your power. You stop being a victim of circumstance. You become a student of your own life. This is what the Buddha meant by knowing the mind, not just in meditation, but in motion, watching your reactions, watching your habits, watching your tone, your words, your choices. And then saying, with honesty, "Here, I was wrong." Let's be clear, this is not easy. In fact, it might be the hardest part of the path, but it's also the most fruitful. Because the moment you take responsibility for your reactions, you become free from them. Let's get practical. The next time someone upsets you, ask, why did that bother me so much? What belief did it challenge? What fear did it trigger? The next time you speak sharply, ask, was I being honest or just reactive? Was I helping or hurting? And next time you fail, instead of hiding it, examine it. What assumptions led you there? What could you have done differently? What can you learn? These questions are not signs of weakness. They are signs of strength. In fact, the more spiritually advanced you are, the more easily you admit mistakes. Because your self-worth is no longer tied to being perfect. It is grounded in being real. The Dalai Lama often says, "My greatest teacher is the person who criticizes me." That's not just humility. That's wisdom. Because others can show us what we refuse to see. Here's another insight. Your mistakes are your greatest curriculum. Every error is a lesson. Every failure is feedback. Every regret is a mirror. And when you stop resisting them, they become allies. Zen master Dio General once said, to know the self is to forget the self. But how do you forget the self? By seeing through its illusions. By realizing that the image you defend so fiercely, the image of being right, being good, being spiritual, is not the real you. The real you is deeper, quieter, freer. To reach it, you must be willing to shed the masks. Let's talk about the danger of avoidance. Any people practice only what comforts them, avoid difficult truths, stay in their safe spiritual bubble, surrounded by affirmations and incense. The path is not always soothing. Sometimes it burns. Sometimes awakening feels like being cracked open. You see your pettiness, your jealousy, your arrogance, your dishonesty, and it hurts. That's the fire of purification. Run from it. Walk through it. Because on the other side is compassion, not just for others, but for yourself. You begin to see, it says, I make mistakes. I can grow, can change, I can forgive. And this is what transforms relationships. When you can say to a friend or partner, fine, sorry, that was my fault, was caught in my fear. You open the door to healing. When you stop blaming and start owning, you create space for deeper connection. And here is the secret: the more you see your own faults, the more patient you become with others. The more you realize your blind spots, the less judgmental you become. The more you forgive yourself, the easier it is to forgive the world. This is the real fruit of self-honesty, not self-loathing, but self-compassion. Let me end this section with a challenge. Tonight, sit quietly, reflect on your day. Where did you react unconsciously? Where did you blame someone else for your emotions? Where did you avoid responsibility? Edit done. To shame yourself, but to grow. And whisper these words: I see it, own it, choose differently. This simple practice, repeated daily, will change your life. Not by adding more to you, but by removing the false. Not by building your ego, but by dissolving it. Not by pretending to be good, but by becoming honest. And that honest to grow, humble, sacred is the beginning of real awakening.